Now onto the 2008 CBR1000RR, brand new from the ground up for this year. Adjustability, we have fork preload, rebound and compression. And on the shock we have preload, compression and rebound. We do not have any high-speed compression and we don't have any ride height adjustability in terms of making the shock longer other than having to put an aftermarket shock in it, so bear that in mind. All right, now with Dave on the bike, 180 pounds. We know from this point on the axle casting to the bodywork here was 620 millimeters when we topped it out and there was no free sag at all. So with Dave on the bike right now, we're at 30 millimeters. So with his gear and everything else, the shock will be perfect. So if you're in the 180 range, the back of the bike's on the money. And we know the front, when we did the same measurement, was 130 mil, and it's 34 millimeters. So the front needs to be softened up a little bit. But at 180 pounds, what's in this bike stock for springs is right on the money. We can adjust it and you'll have a really nice, comfortable ride. Now with Chris on the bike at 240, yeah, that sinks a little bit. With Chris on, it's 42 millimeters, so it's a little on the soft side. If we've got to crank it up several positions on the ramp adjuster on the bottom of the shock, then that's definitely not going to work. So at 240 pounds, especially with a power of 1,000, I would go ahead and go one stiffer on the shock spring. And we're at 43 millimeters in the front, so anything over probably 220, you should definitely go ahead, respring the front and respring the back to keep it balanced because it's just too soft. Now with Lisa on the bike at 140 pounds, you got it? .23 millimeters. So you'd probably look at lightening this up if you're in the 140 and lower weight category. I'd definitely move to change the rear shock spring. And then onto the front. 33 millimeters, so the front's going to work out fine, but to make the ride balanced in the chassis, should you be in the weight category of 140 or less, it will certainly be in your interest to change out that shock spring and keep the bike balanced.